Hi everyone, welcome to Business Talk Session with Dr. Hadi.
Speak for myself. For trespassing in this city and on this planet.
I believe many of you dream about being rich, right? So you have tons of money to buy anything you like, living in a luxury lifestyle with swag. One of the ways of getting rich is of course by being an entrepreneur, by having your own business. Many of the super rich entrepreneurs ventured into technology-based businesses. Some of the examples are Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla Motors, Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon, and many more. However, many are oblivious of the chain of process in creating a startup. People may believe that once you have a business idea, you may straight away jump into the wagon and start your business. What you need to know is that when you went through the ideation process, before you proceed to the commercialization process, this is another process in the middle, which you have to come up with your business model. You need to plan and understand the whole concept of your business. Only then you may proceed with the commercialization phase. You may ask, why? Because you wouldn't want to go through the process of try and error once you have started your business. It involves money, right? And you wouldn't want to lose money. So today, we will talk about Business Model Canvas, also known as BMC. BMC is a powerful business tool that breaks your business model down into 9 easily understood segments. Let's say that you have invented a product that enables a handphone to be charged using solar technology. So let's start with the first building block of Business Model Canvas, which is called the customer segment. Here, you need to be clear, who is your customer segment? Would you like to sell the product yourself, or would you like to sell the technology to the handphone manufacturers? To make it interesting, let's say that the product that you invented is the handphone casing or handphone cover that able to charge handphones using solar technology. So in the first building block, the customer segment, you enter the different customer segments that you will serve. Who are the people that you serve and willing to pay for your solutions? You may segment your customers by gender, purchasing power, lifestyle, psychological needs, location, and many more. For this example, the customer segments will be handphone users. You may further break it down into Android or Apple users and which geographical area that you would like to target. Malaysia, Southeast Asia, Europe, or even major countries. The second building block will be the value proposition. The value proposition describes the value that you deliver to the customers. What are the problems and pain points do you solve? The value proposition for this product, we may list them as follows. You never need to charge a handphone again. It is cost-effective, convenient, hassle-free, and it may be a trendsetter. The next building block will be the channel. Channels refer to how your product or services are sold to the customers. To complete this section, ask yourself, how would your customers want to be reached? How are you reaching them? Broadly speaking, you can either have your own channels or partner with someone else. Your own channels might include any combination of stores you own, a sales force you employ, or your website. So for our example, we will use physical and online stores as our channels. The fourth building block is the customer relationships building block. The customer relationships answers the question on how you get, keep, and grow your customers. The easiest way to define all of this is to walk through the entire customer journey in detail. That is how your customer find out about you, investigate whether to buy your product, purchase it, and how are they managed after purchase. We may use social media, creating customer database, and offer rewards to the customers. The fifth building block is the revenue stream. In this building block, you state where your revenue is generated. For the case we are discussing, the solar phone cover charger, it is very straightforward. A customer pays when they purchase the product. However, there are other businesses that employ different revenue streams. For example, subscription fee, payment for upgraded service, training fee, or even sometimes your product is free but you gain from advertising fee, like what you are watching right now at YouTube. Content creators get paid from the advertisements within a video. Before we proceed, let's have a recap. We are halfway through. We have done the right side of the business model canvas. We're supposed to illustrate on how you're supposed to deliver to your customers and gain from it. 5 building blocks have been filled and another 4 to go. Next will be the key activities. Your business model calls for a number of key activities. These are the most important actions your company must perform to operate successfully. There are many types of key activities. For example, a production-oriented company focuses on designing, manufacturing, and delivering a product in substantial quantities and of superior quality, whereby a problem-solving oriented company relates to coming up with new solutions to individual customer problems. The operations of consultancies, hospitals, and other service organizations are typically dominated by problem-solving activities. Their business models call for activities such as knowledge management and continuous training. So for your case, what will be the key activities? Here you need to determine whether you would like to manufacture on your own or would you like to outsource it to somebody else. Let's say that you would like to outsource it out, so manufacturing will not be in the key activities list. Thus, you just focus on research and development as well as sales and marketing. The 7th building block is the key resources. Every business model requires key resources. Your resources allow your enterprise to create and offer value proposition, reach markets, maintain relationship with customer segments, and earn revenues. Types of key resources include physical resources, such as physical assets. For example, manufacturing facilities, buildings, vehicles, and machines. Retailers like Aeon rely heavily on physical resources. It has an enormous global network of stores and related logistic infrastructure. Human can be considered as key resources as well. For example, human resources are crucial in knowledge-intensive and creative industries. A pharmaceutical company, for example, relies heavily on human resources, as they rely heavily on their experienced scientists and a large and skilled sales force. Intellectual property can fall into this category as well, such as brand, proprietary knowledge, patents, and copyrights are increasingly important components of a strong business model. Intellectual property resources are difficult to develop, but when successfully created, may offer substantial value. Consumer goods companies such as Nike and Sony relies heavily on brand as key resources. Microsoft and Samsung depends on software and related intellectual property developed over many years. So for our case, we may list intellectual property and human as our key resources. The next building block is a key partnership. Companies forge partnerships for many reasons, and partnerships are becoming a cornerstone of many business models. Companies create alliances to optimize their business models, reduce risk, and acquire resources. It can be useful to distinguish between 3 motivations for creating partnerships. Number 1, optimization and economy of scale. The most basic form of partnership or buyer-supplier relationship is designed to optimize the allocations of resources and activities. It is illogical for a company to own all resources or perform every activity by itself. Optimization and economy of scale partnerships are usually formed to reduce costs and often involve outsourcing or sharing infrastructure. Remember that we outsource your manufacturing process? This is why. Second is reduction of risk and uncertainty. Partnership can help to reduce risk in a competitive environment characterized by uncertainty. It is not unusual for competitors to form a strategic alliance in one area while competing in other. Third will be the acquisition of particular resources and activities. Few companies own all of the resources or perform all the activities described by their business models. Rather, they extend their own capabilities by relying on other firms to furnish particular resources or perform certain activities. Such partnership can be motivated by needs to acquire knowledge, license, or access to customers. A mobile phone manufacturer, for example, may license an operating system for its handsets rather than developing one in-house. So who are the key partners for the examples we are discussing? Earlier, we agreed that you would like to outsource the production. Thus, the manufacturer will be one of your partners. Since your product is a sub-product of handphones, you may want to partner with a handphone manufacturer as well. You may partner with fashion brands by collaborating to produce a handphone case with Supreme or LV brands, for example. The last building block is a cost structure. This building block describes the most important costs incurred while operating under a particular business model, creating and delivering value, maintaining customer relationship, and generating revenue all incurred costs. Such costs can be calculated relatively easily after defining key resources, key activities, and key partnerships. Naturally enough, costs should be minimized in every business model, but low cost structures are more important to some business models than to the others. Therefore, it can be useful to distinguish between two broad classes of business model cost structures: cost-driven and value-driven. Many business models fall in between these two extremes. First, the cost-driven business models that focus on minimizing costs wherever possible. This approach aims at creating and maintaining the leanest possible cost structure using low price value proposition, maximum automation, and extensive outsourcing. Northwest Airlines such as AirAsia falls into this cost-driven business model. Next is a value-driven cost structure. Some companies are less concerned with the cost implication of a particular business model design and instead focus on value creation. Premium value proposition and high degree of personalized service usually characterize value-driven business models. Luxury hotels with their lavish facilities and exclusive services falls into this category, such as my hotel in the background, Hardy Hotel. So which will you go for? Cost-driven or value-driven? Here you need to determine the cost of your product and approximately at what price for your customers. Say that you're heading towards value-driven as you would like to collaborate with luxury brands earlier on. This will affect your customer segments. You may want to highlight that your customer segments are those with high purchasing power. Here you may list your costs such as production, salary, rent, and advertising. At last, we are done with the business model canvas. Now you will have a complete vision of your business model and it can act as guidance for you to commercialize your product. It's not that difficult, right? Don't be lazy and plan your business model now, as failing to plan is planning to fail. See you all on my next video. Thank you very much.